Hello, everybody. This is Jeffrey Davis, and that means this is Radio Entrepreneurs, and we continue to stream stories of unique businesses and entrepreneurship in this economy. Anybody who knows me, knows my family, know that there's an obsessive foodie standing behind this mic. Been in the food business off and on, many companies over the years, so I'm so excited to introduce you to Judy Zhu, Deputy CEO and VP of Sales and Marketing, Synear Foods USA.
Yes.
I hope that's correct. Well, Judy, you had me at soup dumplings over your shoulder, so I can't wait to hear about the company.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for having me here. So my name is Judy, and as Jeffrey was mentioning, I was, the VP of Sales and Marketing and now the Deputy CEO for Synear Foods USA. So Synear itself was founded in 1997 back in China, and its headquarters is in Zhengzhou, Henan province. So our headquarters has been doing very, very well, and then we have more than 600 products in the market. So we take over almost 30% of the market share in the mainland China business, the frozen food category. So back in 2015, the company decided to, go overseas. So they came here to Los Angeles and then purchased an old Nestle-owned Hot Pocket facility back here in Chatsworth, Los Angeles. And then that was me. I was the first employee hired by the Synear Foods USA, and I was spearheading the entire project since 2015. So fast forward, now we have over 100 people on site. We are running 2 shifts, and we are working 6 days a week. So, and now we have our products in not only the most famous Asian retail channels, but then also we're slowly going into the mainstream channels in the United States, Canada, and everywhere in the world. So,
well, it's an exciting category and it's a growth category. I noticed that when you do go to Whole Foods or some of the grocery chains, Trader Joe's, you see private label products in what you do. You were there from the beginning. Why, I think I know the answer, but what do you attribute your success to so far?
what did I attribute to the seniors?
Success of the company.
I think maybe part of it was because of my background, because I'm born and raised in China, so I speak the language, I understand the culture, and also I'm a foodie as well. So when I first came to the United States, I couldn't speak a single word of the English, but I love eating. So, and I always thought food is the universal language that can bond people together. So I always bring, delicious food. I'll, go to the parties with some frozen dumplings. I couldn't hand make them, but, I just buy them from the supermarket. So that's how I made friends here. But then I also kind of slowly, gradually understand the culture in the United States, the language and everything else. So I think part of my background, being able to bridge both China and here, culture-wise, the market-wise, has definitely contributed to the quick success of Synear Foods. I think that was part of the reasons, but we don't have to brag about how hard I work. And not to mention, the entire team behind me. But I really think like Synear, the headquarters has this very, very solid foundation and its expertise in the food industry, especially the frozen food category, that we can really rely on and really to lean on when I first entered the market here.
I think one of the areas of mystery for Americans are the culture of Chinese businesses. Can we talk a little bit about culture and how you address that in your company? Because you have a lot of growth, and I'm sure there's a character and a personality to your organization.
Sure, sure. I can only speak from my experience, so might be different. Every company is different, but I think in general we work very, very hard. And especially we know this is not our, very familiar country and environment for us. And that's why we have to take the extra steps, do the extra work to really prove ourselves. So if you have to do one thing 10 times, and then in our company in Synear, we'll do it 20 times more, just to prove that we're actually better than our competitors. We're actually, very confident with with the product and everything. So hardworking is definitely the core of, working in the Chinese culture, working in the Chinese company. But then also there's a great level of collaborations too. So I don't know if you've heard of, some of the social media apps, the messaging apps. So basically, you're working all the time, and then there's like group chats here and there everywhere. So like the level of collaboration, um, I would say sometimes might be too much, but when you need the whole team to be on the same page on something, and there you go, bam. You don't have to, we use emails too, but then the instant messaging system has really, really accelerated that kind of communication and everything. So I think, the level of collaboration plus the hard work, and last but not least is the competitiveness, right? Like we want to prove ourselves, we work very hard, but in the end for what? Is to win. So that's why the whole team, in Synear, we all internally we're very competitive. Every week we compete, like especially on the sales team, we compete like, oh, what's your achievement rate? Who hit the target, who didn't. So we compete internally, but then in overall, we bring this kind of energy and passion to the rest of the teams in Synear. So then when we go to client, they will also feel that kind of energy and passion as well. So
You can feel it across the radio interview. And not to pigeonhole a CEO, but I have a female CEO I work with who likes to characterize her drive for culture as relentless communication. And it sounds like something you believe in as well. Uh, how independent are you from China in terms of product development and research?
good question. Good question. So we definitely rely on what our parent company can bring to us. But when you actually go to a new market, you definitely have to localize a lot of things, right? So the packaging, the ingredient, the process, even not to mention like the languages and the type of product that you have to redesign, really to integrate into the local market. So I would say we will rely on the prototype from China, but then we pick from the best sellers, which has been tested in the market for over 25 years plus. So then we bring that and then to here, but then we add a lot of local insights to rebrand it, to recreate it. So I'll say like it's a good mix of
Do you
collaboration.
have to do that by region? Because, if you look at the United, again, I'm not originally from the United States. And when I first moved here, most food products that were imported into the United States were coming from Canada. And Canadians had a fair amount of success, but they also had many more failures because they didn't regionalize the food. And if you look at the Northeast, Central United States, the West Coast, the South, there's different eating habits across the whole country. It's a big country with a lot of diversity.
Agree, 100%, 100%. Yeah.
So do you do that as well? Do you have to adapt the product for different areas?
So we do because we will launch product region by different regions, right? So like we will have this kind of flavor that we think is more gonna work better in like let's say the West Coast, right? So because people here are more acceptable to new ideas and then more innovative recipes, not to say like people from other
No, I know what you're saying. It's true.
yeah, but then as a company overall, I think we wanted to bring to a market a product like the one sitting behind me that can everyone will like, right? So it's a great balance of having its uniqueness and then also can tailor to everybody's taste, right? So that's why this product has been in the kitchen cooking for a long, long time, and then we're very, very excited that maybe in about 2 to 3 weeks, this product's gonna hit all the Costco's in the nation.
How
So
wonderful.
yes, yes. But I definitely hear, the question, the concern. That is also something that, me and our whole team we're working on is how do we bring, the Chinese, the Asian flavors and then introduce that to the mainstream Americans without really losing the identity of the product itself, right? Because
Integrity.
yeah,
Right.
because sometimes you try to like, oh, they like the, more cheese. Like, should we add more cheese? And should we go from this flavor, the buffalo flavor, the spiciness? but then you're creating something that is not an Asian product anymore, right? Like you've changed it to something else. But then why were we here at the first place? We were here because we wanted to promote, we wanted to introduce, the food we grew up eating with, and then, all those very good flavors to the world, to here.
Wow, it's so
So,
exciting. And I could eat soup dumplings every week. They're wonderful when they're made right. Judy, and we're speaking with Judy Zhu of Synear Foods. If someone's looking for you or the company, how do they find you?
well, we have a Instagram account, and then we have LinkedIn page, and then we have a website. So there are many ways to reach out to us.
Great. I want to thank you for being on Radio Entrepreneurs today. I hope everybody listening is hungry and ready and waiting for their chance to get into Costco next week. And remind everybody, this is Radio Entrepreneurs.